Good morning, students. Today we are going to see we are going to continue the chapter planning that we had seen yesterday. Okay, yesterday we had seen the meaning of planning, we saw the definitions of planning, we saw characteristics of planning, and we saw importance of planning, right? Today we are going to see limitations of planning. There are 7 limitations of planning. Okay, before that they have given planning is a universal process. Okay, planning cannot be replaced by any other function. Planning is a function which nobody can ignore, but there are some of the experts and some of the scholars of management, those who have criticized planning. Okay, criticize planning means they say that planning is not perfect, planning also has some or the other limitations. So which are those particular limitations of planning? Let us see. The first one is uncertain future. What is planning? Planning is done for the future. Okay, we do planning or forecasting for the future. In present only we decide or we assume that what will happen in future, and accordingly we do the planning. But if our assumptions and forecasting which we had made for the future, okay, are wrong, okay, then the planning will fail. Or we can say that we have done the planning for the future on the basis of assumptions and forecasting, but future is uncertain. We don't know what is going to happen in future. Future is uncertain. Okay, the assumptions that we have made are not going to be 100% perfect. Okay, because future is uncertain, anything can happen. Okay, so that is the very first limitation of planning, that is uncertain future. We are planning for the future, but we don't know what will happen in the future, right? Getting my point? Okay, next one, second one, it is an expensive process. Yes, it is a very expensive process. Planning cannot be done by a normal employee, or planning is not a work that can be done by anybody. We need experts. Okay, we really need experts for doing planning. Okay, and this particular experts charged really very high fees. Okay, as well as to do planning, okay, it requires lot of time, lot of energy, and lot of money. Thus planning is an expensive process. It's not easy to do planning. Nobody else can do planning except some of the experts who know how to do the planning. As well as the particular experts will require a lot of time, energy, as well as money. Thus planning is an expensive process. Okay, time consuming. Yes, planning is time consuming. Why it is time consuming? Because we are doing the assumptions. For doing the assumptions we need to collect the information. After collecting the information, okay, after collecting the necessary information, we need to classify those information. After classifying them, we need to analyze them. After analyzing, we have to evaluate, that is we have to do interpretation. Okay, and then decide the alternatives for the business. So this is not a very small procedure, it is a very lengthy procedure, and it is very time consuming procedure. The process is really lengthy and time consuming. Okay, because we need to collect necessary information. After collecting necessary information, we have to classify the information. After classifying the information, the analysis has to be done. After analyzing, we have to do interpretation, and after interpretation we can select the best alternatives out of it. So this will take lot of time. Okay, and it will take lot of time because it's a lengthy process. Okay, so this is a lengthy and time consuming process. So that is also one of the disadvantage or limitation of planning. Okay, the next one that we have is planning is irrelevant. Yes, sometimes planning become irrelevant. Okay, planning becomes irrelevant due to time, circumstances, or factors affecting business unit. In that case, planning is liable to fail. Okay, planning becomes irrelevant sometimes because of certain circumstances or certain situation or certain times. Okay, or because of the factors affecting the business, right? There are many of the external factors that are affecting the business. So for example, I'll give you one best example right now, that we had a problem right now, right? The economy has gone so down because of COVID-19, because of coronavirus, right? Now whatever planning the businessmen have done, okay, that yes, they had assumed no for the future, okay, but the future is uncertain. Nobody was knowing that there will be a problem like COVID-19 and we have to lock down the whole country for 1 to 2 months, okay. So whatever planning we have done, okay, it has affected the external factor like COVID-19 and lockdown, okay, and because of that time and circumstances, the planning whatever we had done or many of the business unit must have done has become irrelevant. So sometime because of certain circumstances, certain situation, the planning becomes irrelevant and planning fails, okay. So that is planning sometimes becomes irrelevant. Next one is tends towards rigidity. Yes, okay, actually planning, we do planning and the precondition of planning is flexibility, right? But once you have made the planning, and planning is mostly done by the top level management, after doing the planning, the top level management will give that planning work, give that planning which they have done to the middle level management and bottom level management, okay, and they will be given that work, okay. Now they will be given that particular planning, okay. So if there is any, if there is any adverse situation, okay, and the manager or the employee will come to know that yes, if they will follow the plan, if they will follow the planning, then they are definitely going to fail or there will be loss to the business unit. But though they will not take any risk, okay, of changing the plan, because if everything goes nice, if everything goes well, okay, they might be appreciated or might not be, but if anything goes wrong, if they don't go according to the planning, okay, then they can be fired from the job. So nobody want to take that risk. Once they are given the planning, they will go according to planning only, whether it is right or whether it is wrong. Nobody wants to take that, no employee or no manager wants to take the risk of going against the planning. If they know also that yes, if we do according to the planning, it will be a great loss to the company, but no, they will not take that risk by themselves. So that is trends towards rigidity, okay. That is also connected with one more point, that is restriction on employees creativity, okay. One, you tell them that yes, this is the planning and you have to do work accordingly, okay. The employees have a different way to do the work, okay, but as you have told them that yes, you have to do the work according to this planning only, according to this particular process only, okay, they have to strictly follow that particular planning that they have given. So whatever creativity will be there in the employees, they will not use it, okay. So planning restricts the creativity of employees, okay. So the fifth and eighth are almost one and the same, but different concept they have, okay. Sixth one, uncertainty of external factors. Yes, business units are affected by internal factors as well as they are affected by external factors, okay. Internal factors as well as external factors, okay. Now internal factors are in the hands of the business unit, but external factors are not in the hand of the business unit. So sometimes the business unit are extremely affected by the changes that takes place in the external factors, and that can disturb the planning that we have made, that can disturb the success of planning, okay. Next one, incomplete information. Now whenever you are planning, right, you need to have the complete information, okay, and clear information, okay. But suppose when you are making the planning, at that time you are having incomplete information and unclear information, and on the basis of incomplete and unclear information, if you have formulated and implemented the plan, then you will not get the desired result by that plan. So whenever you make planning, you see that you have complete information and clear or correct information, then only you make the planning. But there are certain business units, they might be doing that, they have the incomplete information and they have the unclear information, and with that information only they have made the planning, they have formulated the planning, and after formulated they have also implemented it, okay. Then you will not get the desired result, okay. The planning will not 100% succeed. Okay, so that is the incomplete information. Okay, and the last one, use of faulty methods. Yes, whenever you are doing assumptions, okay, and whenever you are doing estimates, these assumptions and estimates are used, okay, are made using different mathematical or statistical methods. Once again I am telling, whenever you do planning, you have to do assumptions, you have to take certain estimates. How to do this assumption and estimates? For this estimates and assumptions, you have to use different mathematical or statistical methods. Okay, but if these methods are inappropriate, okay, are not appropriate, then you will take what type of assumptions? You will be able to take faulty assumptions, faulty decisions you will take, and thus planning will fail. Okay, so whenever you make assumptions, whenever you make decisions, whenever you make estimates, see that you use proper mathematical or statistical methods, otherwise your planning can fail. Okay, and the other things which can affect the planning is changes in technology, prejudice of planner, and ignorance of facts, problem of leadership. These are also other factors which can affect the planning. Okay, so this year we complete with the 9 limitations of planning. Okay, now next topic that we are going to see is process of planning. Okay, when we talk about process of planning, planning is first of all intellectual process, and planning is map of future. Okay, how you can do planning? Okay, that are certain points which they have given you, that how you can do planning, what are the different steps that you need to take. Okay, so they have given introduction that planning is an intellectual process and planning is map of future. Okay, first one, determination of objectives. Okay, first point, determination of objectives. The first step in planning is setting the objectives. As I told you, planning is based on objective. One of the characteristics was it is objective oriented process. Yes, planning is an objective oriented process. You cannot do planning up till and unless you don't have objective. So objective is very important. Once you have objective, then only you can do planning. So the very first step in planning is you have to first set an objective, and accordingly objective you have to do the planning. And you need to also remember that the objective that you are setting should be pragmatic. Pragmatic means should be realistic. Okay, it should not be over ambitious or it should not be under ambitious. Okay, it should be proper. Then only the objectives that you have set can be achieved through planning. Second one, clarifying planning premises. Now what is premises? They have already given an explanation. Premises means assumptions or forecasting. You can write over there if you want to. Okay, premises means premises means assumptions or forecasting. Okay, now after determining the objective, after deciding the objective, you have to clarify the planning premises. In short, you have to clarify the assumptions or forecasting. Okay, you have to clarify the assumptions or forecasting. Now how you make the assumptions and forecasting? Whenever you make assumptions or forecasting, you have to take into consideration the internal factors as well as the external factors that can affect the business unit. Okay, so after you have determined the objective, you have to do the assumptions and forecasting, and for assumptions and forecasting you have to take into consideration internal and external factors affecting the business unit. Okay, and if the assumptions are not clear or precise means accurate, if the assumptions or the forecasting that you have done is not proper, are not clear, not accurate, then there is a possibility that the planning can fail. Okay, so that is clarifying planning premises. Next one, collection and analysis of information. Okay, now here after you decided the assumptions or forecasting, for that assumptions and forecasting you need to collect necessary information either directly or indirectly. Okay, so you need to collect the necessary information has to be collected either directly or indirectly. After collecting the information, you have to classify them. After classifying, you have to analyze, and after analyzing, you have to interpret them. Okay, it helps to make assumptions to be it helps to make assumptions. So this collecting the information, after collecting the information, you have to do classification of it, you have to do analysis of it, you have to do interpretation of it. Okay, this all will help you to make proper assumptions and forecasting. For that only you are collecting and analyzing the information. Okay, after that, preparation of alternative plans. Alternative plan. Now first of all, you after collecting the information and analyzing and interpretation of information, you have to make alternative plan. Now suppose you have one objective, right? For that objective, you will have a list of alternatives. Okay, you can achieve that particular objective by 10 ways, so that 10 are there are so you have 10 alternatives for achieving that objective. So after that, you have to prepare the alternative plan for achieving the objective. Okay, getting my point? So one objective, for achieving one objective, you may have 10 different ways for achieving that objective. Okay, after making the alternatives, or after noting down that these are various ways by which we can achieve the alternative, you have to evaluate each and every alternative that you have noted down. Okay, each and every alternative has to be evaluated by using different statistical methods, okay, that they have given over here. Okay, it is an intellectual process. Mathematical and statistical methods are used for the evaluation of alternatives. Okay, you have to evaluate each and every alternative by using the mathematical and statistical methods. Okay, business unit prepare an ideal plan. Okay, after all the alternatives, okay, they try to prepare an ideal plan as a model with the help of OR, that is operation research. Okay, after that, after evaluating all the alternatives, they will select the best alternative. It is written here, selection of best alternative. Okay, so various alternatives are evaluated, analyzed and scrutinized. Okay, scrutinized, meaning of scrutinized means careful examination. Okay, careful examination, inspect closely. Okay, for the selection of best alternative. So various alternatives are evaluated, analyzed and scrutinized, that is examined properly, closely, and then the best alternative is selected. Okay, and after selecting the best alternative, they make an ideal plan. Okay, now whenever you make a plan, there are always support plans with that. Okay, for example, you plan for wedding. Okay, so you keep a ground. Okay, but when you keep a ground, it's also a monsoon season, so you will have a backup plan that if it is raining, what I will do. Okay, you need to have a backup plan, you need to have a subsidiary plan. Okay, so or a support plan. Okay, so that is formulation and evaluation of subsidiary plan. It is also called as support plan, it is also called as subsidiary means second plan. Okay, so different alternatives have to be considered, okay, as per basic plan or in support of basic plan. Basic plan means main plan. In the support of the main plan, you need to also keep a support plan or an alternative plan. Okay, these plans are known as subsidiary plan or derivative plan. Now evaluation of plan. Now evaluation of which plan? Okay, now we have a support plan ready, we have a subsidiary plan, second plan ready, but we have to evaluate the basic plan, that is the main plan. So in the evaluation of plan, after formulation and evaluation of subsidiary plan, entire plan is evaluated, means basic plan is evaluated. Okay, and for evaluating the basic plan, we need a consultant, we need an expert who will evaluate the basic plan. They can only give us the correct opinion about the plan, whether it is appropriate or not. Okay, and when we proceed step by step in the plan, okay, the principle of look and leap is to be adopted. Now what is look and leap? You can write there look and leap, underline look and leap and write think of consequences before you act. Okay, it is like think of consequences before you act. Okay, so when we proceed step by step, you have to follow the principle of look and leap. At every stage evaluation is necessary. At every stage of the basic plan, evaluation has to be done. Okay, so here we have completed with the process of planning. Okay, there are 8 steps: determination of objectives, clarifying planning premises, collection and analysis of information, preparation of alternative plan, evaluation of alternatives, selection of best alternative, formulation and evaluation of subsidiary plan, that is the support plan, and evaluation of main plan, that is basic plan. Okay, now tomorrow we will see 2 more topics. Okay, only now 2 more topics are left, that is types of planning. Here you can see types of planning, and the next is components, or you can say elements of planning. Okay, that we will see tomorrow. Thank you.